Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm about to introduce our newest project, and that is a 1949 Chevy 3100. This is currently on a 91 Sonoma frame, and as you can see here in the front, lines up pretty good. Big problem here we have in the back is that clearly does not match up even close. This is a long bed, so I'm going to have to cut out about 9 inches from this spare tire area here, and then that will line up better on the back down there. So being a 49, that means this truck is 76 years old. For being that old, it's actually in pretty decent condition overall. We have a lot of surface rust, of course. If we come to the door here, we do have some damage there, a little bit at the bottom. That definitely looks like a bullet hole. Most of the glass is cracked. This driver's side, the windshield on that side is cracked. The back glass is cracked. Here's the driver's side fender. Overall, pretty good condition. Just have a little bit of rust damage here. Here's what the front of this fender looks like. The grill is in decent shape overall. We have a little bit of pinhole rust in there. Coming over to this fender, it's in similar condition, maybe even a little bit better than the other side. Well, we have that same little rust hole damage right there. I think we can definitely fix that. If we look at the hood, seems to be in decent overall condition. This badge is kind of bent up. Like I said, the windshield's cracked, but the cab overall in the front here looks pretty good. I don't see any big rust holes coming through. I'm not even sure what these lights were for. Let me know down in the comments, because the turn signals are up here in the grill, it looks like. Unless these were just running lights and those were turn signals. Really not sure about that. Coming down the side of the cab here, looks pretty decent. This door looks to be in pretty good shape. This is the only glass that is not cracked, but I'm sure I'll end up replacing that anyway. All the way down the bottom of the door, I don't see any rust really on this side. This truck was a dark maroon color, which I don't really like. I'm thinking this truck will get fully redone, will get repainted, everything will be fixed on it, all the metal work. Looks like it's doable to fix that stuff. This cab corner is not rusted out. Come up here, the back of the cab looks pretty good. Here's the bed. This fender's a little bit crumpled in here. I'm thinking we'll have to cut out 9 inches of this section here, and then the whole bed will be able to slide forward and line up on these wheels here. Here's the running boards. They are a little bit rusty. I'll probably just end up replacing those. I guess I'll have to cut a little bit out of those too to match up when the bed's shortened. The bed overall on the inside, pretty rusty. It's not as bad as my 66 was though. I think I'll just probably take out all of these, and then we'll end up replacing the bed with either wood or something else. The frame has already been blasted and painted, so that is a huge time saver on my part, because that's something I would definitely do regardless. Like I said, it's a 91 Sonoma or S10 frame, so I'll just have to figure out how to mount up this bed. Don't think that part will be too difficult. Cutting this is kind of worrying me a little bit. Make sure I do it perfectly, but I think we can do that. If we move to the interior now, the inside of this door is actually pretty good. This is just the old seal that can peel that off. The rockers here are in really good shape. The floors are in decent shape. I mean, we definitely have to do some fixing up there. Firewall looks okay. The transmission and engine, I'll get to that in a little bit. Just have a rad support here and a radiator, which I think the radiator has a hole in it, so probably won't be using that. The dash is in pretty good shape. We have a little bit of pinholes up here, but that's definitely something we can address and fix up. Do not have a headliner in it. Have some surface rust up there we definitely need to take care of. I'm not sure if I'll even put a headliner back in it. On my 66, you don't really need a headliner. It looks better without it, I think. But on this one, I think we might need to put a headliner back in it. I'm not sure what this panel here does. Please let me know down in the comments about that as well. I know this one you can lift up and it lets air come into the cab, since these obviously did not have air conditioning back in 1949. If we look at this door, it's in similar shape. A little bit worse rust down here. A little bit worse in the passenger door here. This rocker is also in good condition. The seat is destroyed, but my 66 seat was in just as bad condition, so we might be able to fix this up, reupholster it. Maybe if I find a different seat, we don't have to worry about that. Stock steering wheel, not in the best of shape. Probably end up swapping that. It's going to be easiest to put in this steering column that came with the Sonoma, so we might have to do that. Probably not going to look period correct. It's going to be okay. The gauges are pretty much destroyed. to replace those maybe with some nice Dakota Digital or something similar. We got paint chipping here, but overall I think that can be cleaned up and get a nice paint job on there. So now I will get to what's under the hood with the engine and transmission. Before I move on to the engine and transmission, I just want to show you guys this product from Oxido. This is a jump pack for any automotive cars, and I always keep one of these in all my vehicles. They come in handy so many times. You don't need jumper cables. You don't need to ask somebody if they can help you jump your car. You just simply take this out of the box, you attach it to your battery, and it fires right up. It has a 74 watt-hour power bank. It can also charge devices via USB-C with up to 60 watts. So here are the jumper cables, and the jumper cables simply plug into this little outlet right here, just like that. It comes with another USB cable that you can charge devices with. I'm going to go show you how this works in real life on my 66 because that has a battery problem and the battery is constantly dead. So let's go ahead and jump start that. So we are inside my 66 right now. I have the battery behind the seat here, and I know it has a problem with the battery. It leaks down. I have not fixed that yet. See right there, we have about 6.4 volts, which is obviously not enough to start this truck. Nothing happens, doesn't even click the starter. Back over here, and we are just going to connect the red to the positive side of the battery and the black to the negative side. So we now have the cables hooked up properly, and I'm going to press the power button there and turn on the unit. So now the unit is on, and we can press the start button here. It says ready, and we can see on the Holly now we have 14.9 volts. And it fires right up. You can then take this unit off. And we're now ready to drive the truck. So it also has flashlights on here. So if you hold the light bulb button, we have a pretty bright LED light there. A couple different modes, flashing, and then we have a slow flash as well. So thank you to Oxido for providing this with me. I will leave a link to this product down below with the discount code, and go ahead and check it out if that's something that you're interested in. They also work great for gifts for people as well. Okay, back to our new project truck here. I'll take off this hood so we can see what we got under here. Oh, that's good for the back. Yeah. So under here we have a 383 stroker is what the previous owner has told me, and it looks complete here. We have alternator, we have AC compressor, have some nice looking valve covers on there. I do have the carburetor. Looks like we have a new distributor back there. I did hear this engine run and it sounds very healthy. But right now, everything is just sitting on the frame. Like this engine is not, the brackets are not welded to the frame. The body is not bolted down to the frame. So we have a lot of work to do when it comes to welding and fitting everything up. We do have a power steering pump on the engine here, and the S10 did have power steering. So that's good that we can utilize that. It does have a transmission in here. I'm not exactly sure what transmission it is. Looks like it says 408G on there. So if you guys could let me know what you think this transmission is, that would be very helpful. I've never worked on small block Chevys before, so this is going to be a huge learning experience, and I don't even know where to start. This project is just so massive, but I really am thinking I want to go all out on this one. I want to have a very nice paint job, fix all this stuff. I already have a patina truck that we did on the channel, so I want to do a full paint job on this one, and I don't even know where to start. I guess I need to get the engine mounted up. I need to get it welded to the frame. I probably need to take off this front end so I can get better access to everything. Weld in the mounts for the engine. I need to connect the steering column so I can steer this thing. The drive shaft is not connected. I need to cut down the bed so it fits back there, and then just, a full restoration, essentially just redoing all of this rusty stuff, painting it all up, all new wiring throughout the whole truck, brakes, suspension. It's just a massive undertaking. But I guess step one would be to get it to move under its own power. That would be very helpful, because right now it's kind of just stuck where it's at outside. I'm thinking I might do the Holley Sniper on here, so I might reach out to Holley and see if they would like to work with me on this project. I think that'd be a really cool upgrade for here. So the only thing I know about this motor is that I was told it was a 383, and I did hear it run on an engine stand from a video, and it sounded pretty good. Now when I got it back here, I realized that there's no spark plugs in there. So the first thing I'm going to do is use this bore scope to look down in the cylinder, see what it looks like, see if we can see what kind of pistons are in there. I'm assuming this has a cam in it and some other stuff, considering that he said it was a stroker. So if they did that work, then I'm sure that they probably put a cam in there. Let's get this camera down there and see what we can see. So it looks very clean in this cylinder. Looks like it says EXH on the top of that piston. This piston is also very clean looking. So the overall consensus is that the cylinders and pistons look very clean, and I'm not sure if those are aftermarket pistons. I'm going to try and look up that EXH. I think that they are. Another thing that I want to look at is under the valve cover so we can see the valve train and see how that looks. So I already loosened up these bolts. Tight. So here's what the valve train looks like. That all looks pretty new as well. And there are some markings. It says TRW, has some numbers there, so I will try to look up that stuff as well. Looks like there are double springed valve retainers in there. So we obviously won't be able to see the cam, but we can assume that there is a cam in here, because I don't know why you do that work and not put a cam in here. We obviously don't know what the lift or any of the other specs on the cam are. So because this engine sat for a little while, even though it looks clean down in the cylinder walls, I'm still going to put some fogging oil down in there, and then I'm going to put the new spark plugs in, because this might be sitting for a little while before we actually end up starting it and stuff. And now I will put spark plugs in there, and I did already gap these. Come back to that one in a second. Go ahead and do this side next. I'm just gonna get rid of all these hoses and stuff real quick, because I'm never gonna use that. A little more room now. Can't get a socket on these back ones, so I'll have to tighten them with a wrench. That side is done. Just need to tighten down this side. Oh, these headers are just not very friendly for spark plugs. Okay, cylinders are all fogged down and spark plugs are all in. That was not easy to do with these headers in the way, but it is what it is. Might just plug in the spark plug wires and then be done with it for now. So he has these numbered here. One, definitely gonna need some ceramic spark plug wires, because these are like right against the header, but this is just for now. All right, at least everything is connected now and there's no open holes to the cylinders. So let me know what you guys think about this project. Where should I start? What should I do? Any ideas for me? I'm going to need a lot of help on this one because it's just a massive undertaking. I do the majority of the work by myself. Don't have a lift. I just have a garage and some tools, and that's pretty much it. So we're gonna see how long this one takes. I'm thinking this might be a year-long restoration, but we'll see how it goes. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for the new supporters. I really appreciate it, and stick around. This one's gonna be interesting. What do you think? Well, what do you think? He's not very interested. What about you? What do you think? Are you not interested either? Yep, there's the rust. Okay. It's my little rust sniffer, apparently.